It's an all-Mexican affair at the T-Mobile Arena as Saul Canelo Alvarez, the current undisputed super middleweight champion, will take on fellow Mexican Jaime Munguia in an all-Mexican clash affair on the Cinco de Mayo weekend of the Mexican people. This fight promises to be very, very exciting as one culture would be divided into two sides. But one man will prevail at the end of the day, and I am here to give you the preview of Saul Canelo Alvarez versus Jaime Munguia. If this is the type of content you enjoy, please do me a favor by hitting the subscribe button, give this video a thumbs up, express your views in the comment section, and share so others can enjoy. This was not the ideal fight most boxing lovers across the globe were looking out for. Most boxing lovers across the globe wanted to see Saul Canelo Alvarez versus David Benavidez, but Saul Canelo Alvarez issued some demands stating that he would only step into the squared circle against David Benavidez if he is paid between $150 million to $200 million. Then he will step into the ring. But all the same, we got another good fight, which is not so unspated like the David Benavidez in the person of Jaime Munguia. Jaime Munguia is an undefeated Mexican fighter who is a typical Mexican fighter, press forwards the action, and I think that he versus Saul Canelo Alvarez would be such an exciting clash because Jaime Munguia lets his hands go, and Saul Canelo Alvarez these days is very calculated with his punches and stays on his feet the more. So how do I see this fight going? I see Saul Canelo Alvarez dominating this fight after 3 rounds of boxing. As Jaime Munguia has shown vulnerability in the past against the likes of Chevrolet Derevyanchenko in that particular fight, I think that is the reason why this fight happened after Jaime Munguia showed vulnerability, having been hurt several times in that particular fight. And if that had been a top operator like Saul Canelo Alvarez, I think that Saul Canelo Alvarez would have knocked out Jaime Munguia. But Jaime Munguia has one thing on his side, and that is youth. And sometimes the youth gets very, very motivated. Using Saul Canelo Alvarez as an example, when he was about the same age, he took on no other person than Miguel Cotto. He defeated Miguel Cotto and became the darling boy of the Spanish boxing community. So it's the same thing about to happen, because in boxing, history repeats itself. But one thing that does not repeat itself in boxing constantly is the triangle theory. What do I mean by the triangle theory? Because Jaime Munguia was able to knock out John Ryder and Saul Canelo Alvarez went all 12 rounds with John Ryder, it automatically means that Jaime Munguia beats Saul Canelo Alvarez. That is the triangle theory, and it does not work like that in boxing. As the saying goes, styles makes fight, and the clash of style will determine who becomes victorious on the day. And the style of Saul Canelo Alvarez, I am predicting, would be dominant in this particular fight because of the good upper body movement of Saul Canelo Alvarez and the vulnerability of Jaime Munguia in terms of his defensive line. He doesn't always keep his hands high, and sometimes when he throws a punch, he forgets to bring his hands back to protect his face. And I think that is how Saul Canelo Alvarez is going to knock out Jaime Munguia with a right hook, because he often leaves his face exposed. Now, Jaime Munguia will press the action in the first 2 rounds, trying to get the respect of Saul Canelo Alvarez. But one thing I don't think Jaime Munguia has is enough power. Jaime Munguia is a volume puncher, and he's able to overpower you with the volume of work, then he knocks you out in the later rounds. But with Saul Canelo Alvarez, he has that, I wouldn't say one punch power, but he has that devastating power that keeps draining your energy. Anytime it lands, it drains some part of you, and you realize that your energy level is depleting. That is the kind of power level Saul Canelo Alvarez has, and he always has a good defense to his repertoire. So I'm looking forward to Saul Canelo Alvarez using his upper body movement to cause difficulty for harming Munguia after the third round, while Saul Canelo Alvarez has figured him out. Then Saul Canelo Alvarez would be flat-footed on the canvas, start pressing the action, throwing punches from all angles, especially since Jaime Munguia is longer. I see Canelo Alvarez pumping his jab more in this particular fight because he would need his jab as a measuring stick against someone like Jaime Munguia. If he doesn't come behind the jab in this particular fight, the jab is something Saul Canelo Alvarez has abandoned or has reduced its usage in his previous fight. But in this particular fight, Saul Canelo Alvarez will need his jab as a measuring stick because Jaime Munguia from the outside can be a very difficult person to fight. So if Saul Canelo Alvarez would use his jab and use his upper body movement, I think he stops Jaime Munguia in the 11th round of this particular fight after he sustaining so much punishment. I think that Jaime Munguia will do well after this fight. He will gain enough experience, come back on top of his game and do better things. But he is just against a better fighter in the person of Saul Canelo Alvarez. Saul Canelo Alvarez is not the most complete fighter, but if compared to Jaime Munguia, he is way better. Jaime Munguia has switched camp and he is now with no other person than legendary Freddie Roach. But we all know Freddie Roach is a more offensive coach. But Jaime Munguia is already offensively, he is a monster. But defensively, he is like a Johnny Bravo who doesn't have the best of defense, gets easily hit, and that would be to their failure. After this fight, I think that he should focus more on his defense. I don't see him changing that overnight against John Ryder in his last fight. That is why I think that Saul Canelo Alvarez will use his lack of defense to his advantage, and Jaime Munguia, if he's able to improve on his defense, he would come back as a good future Hall of Famer. I think that this fight is a very interesting fight as at this stage. Jaime Munguia would cause Saul Canelo problems. He would have his moments in this fight, but it would be Saul Canelo Alvarez dominating and determining the pace at which this fight is fought. And I see a round 11 knockout for Saul Canelo Alvarez. This is my take on this particular fight. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to the channel. Press the like button. Express your views in the comment section and share so others can enjoy.